All right, listen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and in the comment section below, suggest what you want to see next, because that could be next. All right. Follow the Alkebulan Trust on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff there. All right. So boom, listen. This is just a reaction or a review on the Tim Westwood Abuse of Power documentary. But yeah, let's just get straight into it because I'm not gonna watch it. And you know how I've been doing other reaction videos, like the other reaction video to a docu series. I ain't gonna do it like that, like for this one, because there's a few things that I want to say in regards to this, and I want to keep it short and simple. So look, long story short, um, you know, in light of that documentary, the result of that is Tim Westwood really needs to be arrested, charged, and convicted as soon as possible. Like there should be no delay. Like as soon as possible, because we don't want him to be going to another country then doing the same thing. You see what I mean? So, because unfortunately he does have access to other countries, so that he needs to stop what he's doing. And the thing is, right? Um, some people be like, "Oh, why now?" Blah blah blah. The thing is, some people have been talking about it, and I'm gonna insert a clip if I can, or audio or whatever, and so just so you can hear what a particular, in fact, I say in particular, but one rapper, may he rest in peace, Ty, like he basically said something about Tim Westwood.
You don't like.
Yeah, I'm not quite. I'm definitely opinionated. But here's the thing. There's a reason why I'm opinionated. I'm opinionated because as rappers, we really didn't understand that we needed to grow our brand from years. So everyone was just go to an interview and be like, yeah, so drop a freestyle for me. Yeah, when's your album coming out? All right, thanks for coming. And I stopped doing that because I realized that, you lot are not allowing me to expand my brand. So when I mentioned I was African, people were like, oh. And then they were like, oh, but it doesn't, I'm like, no, it means something. So let me talk to you about it. Bang. So all of this kind of developed to the point that I don't rap on radio. I don't do freestyles. I don't do anything because I had to start a situation to make people kind of realize, wow. So
if Westwood asked you to freestyle for him, you wouldn't go.
Let me tell you something now. Westwood.
You know the triggers there.
Did you see my face?
You know the trigger word. Don't take the bait, man. Don't trigger word. Uncle West.
Did you see? Oh my goodness! How did I see my face? I mean, there's no mirror here.
We got Ty in the building.
He's about to drop a hot one.
Westwood is a problem. You know what?
You've known Westwood for how many years?
I've known Westwood since I was a kid.
Like, and he was still old at the time, wasn't it?
Huh?
He was still old at the time, wasn't he?
He was old. He was like
Westwood was born old.
I'm Myersfield Estate. He used to be driving around in his Jeep with a particular South London roughneck that I won't mention. But that's what his protection was. I've known Westwood a long time. Westwood is a problem, and I'm going to say this now, right? So people can understand. Like, some people are like, oh, you just hate him. No, people have died because of Westwood. Let's get clear on that.
It's definitely going down.
Yeah, people have died.
Bruv, this is a serious...
Yes, people have died. The people have been beaten up. There's artists that have been beaten up because Westwood has sent certain people to do certain things. You know, people should challenge him on these things. But people have died. Basically, Brixton, the Vox Club, when that youth died, when that youth was attacked, people need to ask questions about what that situation was. And people don't want to do it. Westwood is our Jimmy Savile, but nobody's revealed it yet.
Jesus. But no, hold on. When somebody says something like that, you shush, because that is the snippet that is getting... I need silence after that so I can cut out. Go on.
No, because... Want me to say it again?
No, because
I'm
only joking, bro.
There is numerous young girls.
There are numerous.
Well, especially that are now older, but were young girls at
Black
times. Black girls that have told me that Granddaddy Westwood was trying to take.
When you said he's Jimmy Savile, I thought you meant like in another kind of way. Do you mean...
Take it in many ways.
In every way.
Jimmy Savile was doing many things. We're still figuring it out now.
Giving you sweets and then giving you other stuff.
The point I'm making is Jimmy Savile was a problem that the BBC was kind of aware of.
And they didn't want to do nothing.
And they didn't want to do nothing. And then when he died, it was like, And it's the same with the politicians. So when the Cyril Smith died, then it's like, And then Leon Britton, when he died, And then Ted Heath. All right, load of that. So we won't go into that.
Where do you think the concept of Jim will fix it for you came from?
I don't know.
Jesus.
He fixed it for people. He made sure people got fit.
But you were gonna say, in contrast to.
So what I'm trying to say is with Westwood, there's things that he's done that that will absolutely only come out when he has no power. But people are tiptoeing around it. So people don't know that the reason why he stayed in his job for so long was because the person that he's a godfather to the person that worked at the BBC that kept him in the job. People don't know that he was involved in a lot of the programming in regards to the reason why the grime generation love him so much is because he figured out, like, okay, I need to get with the younger generation.
Yeah. Very much like Kanye.
Yeah.
He keeps in contact with
Yeah. So a lot of the grime generation are like, I don't know why everyone's so mad. It's like, well,
you don't know, man. You were too young at the time.
What I love about the grime generation is the grime generation to me reflects the black family in regards to actually we grew up in a situation where you like even I know you lot, I know you guys from your older brother, but I still know you as do you get what I'm saying? It's like it's cousin Ty come to sit down and vibe with you in a sense.
Yeah.
And then, information get exchanges down. That's what happens. In the UK, that's not happening anymore. So the youth don't want to hear the aunties and uncles speak. They don't want to get advice anymore. They don't want to do that. And because of that, and I'm using that as a metaphor, that's the breakdown of the black family in regards to the mum, the uncles, the village, the extended village, the singular nuclear family, all of that. It's the same thing with the music. Younger generation, like So Solid, like I'm really cool with So Solid now, but at the time they didn't want to hear nothing. It's only when they got treated a certain way that they started to realize,
these men are talking sense.
Yeah, not even these men are talking sense. It's like, you are my brother. Like when I see Mega, we can sit down and vibe now. At the time, I'm not saying Mega had anything wrong. I'm saying that that's the way the music industry has a lot of the younger generation.
I think it's the arrogance of youth throughout society in any which way. As a youngster, you always think, what do you know? It's only when you get older you realize, wow.
You were trying to school me.
Yeah, you've been through everything I've been through before. I remember.
Do you remember your aunties and uncles on road that would spy on you and let your parents know what you were doing on the street? Yes. Do you remember that?
It was the neighbours, but it didn't even need to be on.
You remember that?
Yeah, we know that.
We had that.
They don't have that no more.
They don't have that.
But bruv, I was saying it the other day that I was saying it to us. I remember I was asking us, is it us, our generation? I was asking. I can't remember if it was on the podcast, and I was saying, now back in the day, if I went home to my dad and he said somebody on the street boxed me in the face, he's not running out on the street to come and fight the man that boxed me in the face. He's saying, why did you get boxed in the face?
Right.
Whereas now, if my child or whoever's child comes back and said, daddy, mommy, I got boxed in the face. Who boxed you? And they're running out to go and box the person.
We mentioned it, innit? I think it was with Wayne there?
Yeah. That's the difference between our generations. They're so protected, they're not even allowed to be.
It goes back to that word we used it before, accountability.
Yeah,
there's no accountability for nothing anymore.
Yeah. Even Mike Righteous in the song Sack City, he even made reference to. In fact, not even just made reference. That song was dissing Tim Westwood, and he mentioned about them type of situations there as well. So, and that song was like over 9-10 years old. Yeah. So 9 or 10 years old. So it's not like people in the industry didn't know. They do know. And then what's even more alarming to me is when I saw the Breakfast Club fight that they reported on this, what I saw, I left a comment, I just left a comment, and basically underneath that comment, this person, like twice, they commented something, right? I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna put it on the thing here, on the thing. Give me a second, let me just find it real quick. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep this short and simple, right? Alright, so boom. He says, there's another one, let me see, there's another one. Alright, so basically, from here, he says, BBC culture, Jimmy Savile Jonathan King, Rolf Harris, Stuart Hall, all been SO, which are, certain, like, if you know what SO is going to stand for, come on, let's be honest. You know what it stands for, right? I don't really want to say it on here so YouTube end up doing certain things in it because there's certain words that. Anyway, let's not get into that right now. Alright, so boom. It says, even my old BBC bosses, so basically he worked for the BBC. He said, even my old BBC bosses eventually went to jail and they were only locally famous. Locally famous. Alright, boom, let's carry on. Then he goes on to say, as someone who worked as a subcontractor at the BBC, it exists because everyone with power is doing it. Then he goes on to says, Jimmy Savile once said he finds out everyone's secrets and they cannot say anything about him after that, and that is why he's evaded prosecution. That's, in translation, manipulation. When someone has information over you, do you see what I'm saying? So now it becomes of, okay, I'll keep it on the hush then, or whatever. Like, that's because some people got no morals in it, unfortunately. But why? Because if I got anyway, let's not even get into me personally. Let's carry on because I want to make this short and simple. Because it's already over 5 minutes now. We'll get into. Then he goes on to say, I am not sure people drained that way or they turned that way because everyone was doing it. All I can say, every single SO I have met has been at the BBC. And just so you do not know, if you didn't know, the BBC is the British Broadcasting Corporation. All right, and it's so interesting because for years I've been personally saying this as well. I've been not saying it as if I actually have hardcore evidence. It's when you hear stuff, but then I'm like, I'm gonna not really say anything until someone else says it. That's really from that circle of people, and then you know what I mean. And here we got someone commenting that I can't confirm whether it's really true that he did work for them, but listen, I'm gonna take his word for it, fam. Then he says, I have met has been what? I have met has been at the BBC. Okay, this continues with the last sentence. But anyway, the allegations are more of an open secret for people in the industry rather than something in public domain. It's more like Westwood likes young black girls, Jimmy Savile likes young girls, Jonathan King likes young boys, and then he goes on to say and I'm not gonna read that last sentence there, mainly because this is the thing about certain documentaries, right? Because the thing is with Jimmy Savile, listen, the guy's dead, bruv. Do you see what I'm saying? He's dead. Like, what else can you do? Like, at this point, there's nothing else that you can genuinely do other than just try and get some healing or whatever. Like, that's the only thing. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think what are the other things that someone who has been abused, because I don't want to dismiss victims and stuff like that. But like, what else can you genuinely do? Because if someone had abused me, then it's like, if they're dead already, then there's nothing I can really do in it. You know what I mean? The most I can do is like this. Is what I mean, everyone can react different to abuse and all that stuff. There, yeah. I could talk. Anyway, I'll talk about my own personal situation, but right. Anyway, then he goes on to say, and this is another response to someone. I forgot to mention this. He responded to someone. Then he goes, well, he says, well, know this. So basically, he responded to someone, like I said. Then he goes on to say, I can guarantee he is 100% guilty because that was BBC culture pre-Operation Yeetree. How would you pronounce it? Yewtree? And I have to look into that, what that is. That's really interesting. Then anyway, in your right mind, why do you think Jimmy Savile remained untouched? Because he had just as much dirt on others as he had on them. Now, a few weeks ago, mind you, this was basically posted 2 days ago, all right, from the day that I actually saw this video and the day that I recorded this video as well. So, anyway, let's go. So he goes, a few weeks ago, Mark Page, former BBC Radio 1 DJ, was convicted of child abuse. See, I didn't even know that. Not that I recognize the name DJ Mark Page, but the fact that he is BBC Radio 1, like that is a mainstream radio station. So it's like they should make a big deal out of that. But I never heard anything. But then again, I don't really check the news anyway. So um I have a reason why I don't check the news. But anyway, because news is negative energy well spread, yeah, or negative energy well said. If you used to follow me when I said music, I had a mixtape where the acronyms was news, yeah, and it was negative energy well said or negative energy well spread. One of the two, I can't remember, but I think it was from the Atlantism Volume 2 mixtape, I believe. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, so basically, long story short, it says how many people in your own workplace get accused or convicted at such a rate? Because there is quite a lot. Even in the politician cases, there's quite a lot. Even in the police, the Metropolitan Police as well. Like lately, I've been seeing it a lot because although I may not be reading, I may not be watching or reading the news or anything. One thing that I do end up going on is flipping Instagram, and I end up going on GRM Daily or the Shade Borough, and then I'm seeing these things pop up like that. I'm like, raw. Sometimes I'm just bait as well, but raw. It's like it's mad. It's mad. Anyway, boom. Then it goes on to say, yeah, the only issue was it took so damn long. The BBC only starts giving up staff when they hit 60 years. My own bosses. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Alright, the names he's mentioned. Stuart Hall. Is it Stuart Hall? I can't remember. Alright, we're gonna look at this, yeah? So he's mentioned. Who has he mentioned in? So he mentioned Jimmy Savile. They didn't really give him up because he died, and we found out afterwards or after he died. So there's Jonathan King, Rolf Harris. Bruv, it's so mad with Rolf Harris. Like, I used to listen to him from young, bruv. Like, young. Like, Rolf Harris, Get me? The Australian, and like him and his didgeridoo in it. Get me? Bruv. When I found out, I was like, what the hell's going on, bruv? Like, this is mad. Like, you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. Let's be completely real with you. You just don't know. Oh, this is over 11 minutes, bruv. But anyway, so yeah, so let's go back into it. So Jonathan King, let's find out how old he is. I'm gonna put it up on the screen when he was found out, right? Then Stuart Hall, then Rolf Harris, and then there's DJ Mark Page or something like that, and then obviously Tim Westwood now, and he's definitely over 60, definitely over 60, bruv. So yeah, the BBC only start giving up stuff when they hit 60 years. Bro, that's mad. My own bosses as a subcontractor at the BBC were jailed for kiddie fiddling. Bruv, hey, people are tapped, bruv. I have had bosses that I hate, but only the BBC ones are SOs. Yo, stand back and count up the numbers of BBC offenders and ask yourself, is it normal? It's the same story with people. Jonathan King with the boys, Jimmy Savile with everyone, Stuart Hall with girls, Rolf Harris with girls, and Westwood, or Tim Westwood, with young black girls, or young black women and teens. with and teens, Mark Page, Filipino kids. I've heard BBC producers say they only work with teenage girls, and once they hit 18 years old, they are worthless. They are 100% telling the truth. Bruv, this is what I'm saying. Listen, if this guy actually genuinely worked for the BBC, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, you know what? I even saw a post here. If I can actually find it, and I'll post it up. Like, they basically said, I can't remember. I don't think I'll be able to find it because I need to remember who it was underneath. But basically, it was in response to Capital Extra or something like that, and they said about Tim Westwood or something like that. Like, is Tim Westwood working there or was it that? Either way, they were trying to work at one place and they realized, it's Tim Westwood is still going to be working there. As soon as they found that out, they didn't want to work there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad in when people have to go through certain phases, go through things like that. But either way, I just also want to address something now as well in regards to right. This is long, bro. I want you to be short and simple, but obviously with these type of things, it can't be short and simple. I was also kicked off the what do you call it, the spaces from what's her name, Talks of Ash. So I just wanted to just elaborate on what I'm trying to say. Um, Long story short, uh, I was completely in the wrong for saying, "No, all men are like this." I'm not gonna lie, man. Got in these feelings. Get me? I got in my feelings because I'm like, how are you reacting this way? Like, why are you moving this way? Like, but I have to remember, I have to let women, regardless of however, whatever their ages are, whether I think they're immature or mature, let them say whatever they want to say. Do you see what I'm saying? Let them feel whatever they want to feel. They have every right to. But the other thing I want to say is, yeah, it was wrong for her to do that, but at the same time, it was right for her to kick me off because she controls that stuff, innit? When you're in control, you know what I mean. There's nothing else you can really do. So it is what it is, innit? But them type of spaces, um, really and truly, the victims really should have the right to say what they want to say. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that victims weren't on there because there was one victim, not for the Tim Westwood, but for something else. Like, victims for the Tim Westwood situation should have been on that space to discuss what they feel should be done next. Do you see what I mean? And do you see what I mean? Because anyway, I won't get to talk why I got in my feelings. Like, I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have just got in my feelings and thought. Let me just say this because I want to also mention that, boom, this will be the solution. And then I mentioned about how we need to step outside the matrix or whatever. And some people don't get that, like, because they're saying, yeah, but it happens in Africa too, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I know it does happen in some African countries, some African households. I know it does. I'm not dumb, but the reality is this: the mindset. It's the mindset. Like, I'm gonna post this.
Igbo cultural facts you never knew existed: domestic violence. The Igbo people had a system called Ego Otitiobili, meaning money used to beat you up. This money is paid by the man's side of the family during the wine carrying ceremony to the woman's side of the family, saying, if I ever beat your daughter or hurt her, you can send young men and give them this money as transport fare to come and beat me up as well. This system was nipping domestic violence in the bud. And if you think this is assault, the man has consented to it by making advance payments.
Long story short, in Igbo culture, I found this a few weeks ago, like, and I wasn't really going to talk on it, and the reason why, because I thought, I don't really want to be talking on negative stuff anymore. I just want to give, you know what I mean. But we're here now, innit? So yeah, this is what happens in Igbo culture. Yeah, so if Igbo people practice their way of living, and Yoruba people practice the way that they're living, not be modernized in Western ways. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that's what's tapping at the mind. When you have a tapped Western mindset, it trickles down to the children, and then they end up acting a certain way, and then they're watching Western programs, and then they're thinking they should be this way and that way. Like they're taking on all that energy. That like, listen, it is deep levels. That's all I'm saying. And you're thinking, yeah, but you're in the UK, you're talking English language. Yeah, I know, but I'm doing everything within my power to change that for my own personal situation. So if you see me do what I need to do, then I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let my action speak for itself. It's as simple as that. I'm no longer gonna jump on these spaces and jump on these. Do you know what I mean? Say this is the solution. This is the solution. This is the solution. I'm just gonna act on it. Do you know what I mean? And if you're with me, you're with me. Because I remember I mentioned it before on a different post, like, and it's like I'm thinking. I even told people to DM me, bro. Like DM me if you're on it. No one DM'd me. Like, so it's like people are comfortable with living in a situation. Like, do I look at it? I'm like, some people are comfortable living in a society that don't like them. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to be in a situation where you're mistreated? But then it's like being in an abusive relationship or being in, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't even let like talk on that for now, man. I just keep it simple because this video is already long as it is. But listen, one thing I'm going to tell you to do right now, though, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and I'm going to also forget to mention as well, if you are a victim of abuse or anything like that, and you need therapy, there's going to be a link in the description box below, but also in the comment section to do with, I believe it's frontline therapist. I think that's what they're called. I can't remember. Either way, it's going to be in the description box below. Yeah, like go and hit them up. Like, so I don't want to use that terminology, but go and you know contact them, get therapy. Yeah, whether you're a victim of the whole Tim Westwood, that situation, or victim of abuse in any other kind or some, like, please go ahead and get as much help as you can. Not It's not for them, it's for you, because at the end of the day you need healing. You need to elevate to newer levels. Yeah, get me. So anyway, boom.